Aaron Boone, pleasure to have him with us. Nice of him to join us on this busy day here on this Wednesday. Aaron, it's a pleasure. Great to have you with us here. Boy, 11 in a row, and you were struggling a little bit before this streak happened. Series in Baltimore, you got annoyed, you got thrown out, and you're right, that was bad umpiring and one of those at-bats late and against the Orioles on that weekend series, and you had that tough loss in Detroit when you let Cabrera, you walk Cabrera, and all of a sudden you found your groove. Maybe bad teams, but you've recovered here against Toronto. What's been the key in this 11-game winning streak for your team? Let me hear.
Yeah, dog. It's been everything, which has been the really cool thing. We've found a lot of different ways to win ball games. I think during this streak, we've definitely found our way offensively. More and more guys have really started to swing the bats. So we've had some games where we've been able to put some big numbers on the board. But, in those other games, the one constant has been the pitching. Both the starting pitching has given us good opportunities every night. The bullpen's been terrific. But we've done a great job defensively. We've run the bases well. Really every guy on the roster has contributed. And I think that's been the best thing about this streak is just the way we've done it in different ways and everyone contributing. And it's been a lot of fun to be a part of that and to witness this group and their kind of steadfast focus and intent every day on being prepared and ready to play. And they're going out and getting it done.
And good to see Torres get some big hits. He had the big hit against the Guardians to win the game on that Saturday. Came back the other day against Toronto. We all wondered about if he was going to find his 2019 form. Very important that he gets these game-winning hits. Aaron, give me some thoughts on him. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, opening day, he doesn't start. He gets a game-tying sac fly. Another game where he's not starting, he's really prepared, comes in and gets the game-winning hit. The first game here in Toronto, like you said, gets the base hit the other way following a home run that he hit earlier in the game for our only runs of the game. So Gleyber's done a great job where there's been a handful of days where he hasn't been in the lineup and he hasn't sulked. He's just made sure he's prepared and ready. And, I think these guys are kind of feeding off the competition and the preparation. And to their credit, they're playing at a really high level right now, including Gleyber.
And it's good to see Stanton in the outfield. We saw it a lot last year. I think everybody kind of forgot he's a pretty good outfielder. Great catch a couple nights ago. And he opens everything up for you. You can maneuver with your lineup. You can play with the DH. It gives you a lot more flexibility. I don't know how many games he has played in the outfield of the 23 or 24 that you have played, but you're not afraid. You put him in the outfield here in Toronto with the turf. I'm sure you keep him out of there with the cold weather in certain spots, but he does open it up for you when you can stick him in the outfield in either left or right there. Aaron, thoughts on that? Let me hear.
Yeah, no question. Having him be able to play the outfield, I bet he's played half the games out in the outfield. I know we just had like 4 out of 5 where he played out there. He's responded great to it. He likes doing it. And like you said, he still does it well. I mean, it was a great play the other night, up against the fence in a tight ball game. Between him being able to go to the outfield and kind of freeing some things up, Judge's ability to move over to center field and play that position really well. And then LeMahieu, his ability to kind of bounce everywhere between first, second, and third really allows me to kind of maneuver the lineup a little bit, kind of rotate a little bit. So we're able to keep these guys fresh, but also keep, even the guy that's playing the least of the rotation still basically playing, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6 games.
Yeah, it helps considerably. The Yankees are better overall, as Aaron just said, defensively, behind the plate, shortstop, the whole 9 yards. Cole, good performance the other day, of course, in Kansas City. Shaky early. Everybody brings up the Stickum stuff. I'm not going to go there with you. Do you feel that Cole now is ready to give you, 85% of the time where he's going to go out there and give you a big start? Are you convinced that he's ready to do that for the next couple of months? Let me hear your thoughts there.
I am. And I was kind of remaining steadfast on that, even to the start of the season. And on opening day, the first 4 hitters were rough against the Red Sox, but he kind of settled in and retired 11 straight. And everything we've been seeing from him early in the season when he wasn't having the great games was all the profiles of his pitch. His fastball was really good. Both his breaking pitches have been good. The changeup's been a factor. He's kind of gone to the cutter, which has become a really good weapon for him. And he's really put it together in his last 2 starts where he's been very Cole-like, and but everything physically with him suggests he's in a really good place. I think mentally he's enjoying things. He's focused. He's working well with whether it's Higgy or Trevino behind the plate. And he's been right in the middle of this 11-game streak with a couple of big-time outings.
Do you feel that these 2 games in Toronto for early May are a little bit more significant than normal based on who they are? They got a lot of swagger. And based on the idea that there were a few people, and I'll raise my hand, well, the Yankees with, the Guardians and the Orioles and the Tigers, let me see them stamp this winning streak with a good series in Toronto. And, of course, now you have done that. As a result, a little more significance with these 2 wins against the Jays.
I don't know if I look at it, and people have asked me that here. Is there a message to come with this? I don't think there's many messages that come out of games in late April, early May. We're trying to rack up as many wins as we can. And we certainly understand when we play the Blue Jays now, whether it's at home or up here in Toronto, we're going up against a really good team. They're a heavyweight, and we know we got to be at our best if we're going to have a chance to beat them. We've played really well in these first 2 games up here and kind of squeaked out some victories, which is really nice. But And anytime you're playing a division rival and somebody that you think you're going to be in the running for a division, these games do take on double importance. I mean, as simple as that, and so from that standpoint, they're a little more meaningful because we know as the summer unfolds that this is going to be a team we're competing with. So anytime we can get a victory against them, that's doubly important. And it's very nice to play well against, one of the league's best teams.
When you were driving to and from Yankee Stadium there in the winter for a variety of reasons, just for a workout, get out of the house a little bit during the lockout, what things, we talk about players all the time, what things did you think as a manager, if there was anything you would have liked to have improved upon that you're working on, whether it's game strategy, communication with players, whatever that might be, getting the lineup in a little quicker the night before so they know what their story is, anything that you wanted to get a little better at in your own head for 2022?
I think it's really just, we've got some new staff members and some new coaching staff members. So, one of the good things from the lockout where, it was brutal that we couldn't communicate with players and that was difficult, but it did give us a lot of time to, we were doing a lot of these Zoom calls of just trying to be a little more buttoned up, go down some roads where we maybe normal off season you couldn't quite go because you had that extra time to be that much more buttoned up. And I feel like when the lockout broke and we went into the 3-week spring training, I felt like as a staff, we were really ready to go. And our coaches were really ready to coach. And, our players have done a great job of buying into some of the little things that we've really tried to focus on even more so this year, the base running elements, our running game, getting jumps on the base pass, adding the steal a little bit more into the mix, even with some of our guys that haven't been traditional base stealers, really focusing on some first step things and defensive areas where we can gain little bits, incremental margins. And the guys have done a great job of buying into that. And to their credit, they have worked their tails off to just be a little better at the small things. And that's shown up so far, which has been nice.
And you're a delegator, right, Aaron? You don't micromanage. You let the guys do what he wants to do. He's the pitching coach. Let him make some decisions as well. And you want to be on top of it, but you let your coaches coach. Is that your philosophy?
I think it's critical, and I have a lot of confidence in our coaching staff. And you're right, like our hitting coaches, our pitching coaches, infield coach. I try to empower them every day to go do their job, go coach, go teach. And, certainly, I'm involved and get the feedback and have to make decisions here and there over things. But I definitely try to empower our coaching staff. And that comes from a place of that I have a lot of confidence in them. So, they're out there doing their thing right now. And the players are going out and getting it done.
Any last quickie? Any difference? You won 13 in a row last year in August. And now you won 11 in April and May. What's the difference when you win a 13 in August and this year at 11? Any differences? How's it feel? Same?
Yeah, we're a more complete team. The second half of last year when we really made our run, we were pitching well. That was kind of our calling card last year, was throughout the season, starting rotation, relief corps. We pitched really well. But it was a struggle at times for us to score runs. And I think in the second half, what kind of fueled our, run, and we had to play really well just to get into the playoffs, was Judge and Stanton, offensively speaking, carried us. And certainly those guys have played a huge role in this 11-game win streak right now. But I would say we're getting it from more places. And I would just say we're a more complete team in every aspect, catching the ball, running the bases, offensively, and I feel like we're better pitching-wise too.
Good job, Aaron. Thanks for coming on. I know you're busy. We appreciate it. Stay healthy. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you soon.